The tank engine, for its size, is the most versatile thing on rails. And the tender engines are responsible for all the passengers and heavy goods that arrive on the island of Sodor. This is NWR Stories.
The Goods Trio. On the island of Sodor, if you were to ask any of the citizens that live on the island what was the most important railway service, you'll probably be thinking they would say passengers. Now, passengers are very important, but when it comes to the most important rail traffic on the island, well, it's definitely goods trains. Goods trains are one of the most important services on the island of Sodor, if not the most important, because a lot of businesses and corporations involve goods traffic on trains. There are also a lot of important goods trains that roam all about the island, such as the Flying Kipper, usually pulled by Henry, the large quarry shipments, usually pulled by Roderick, the Diesel, not to mention the goods trains managed by Donald and Douglas on the Augsburg branch line, which be so long that the two often have to double head trains going down the line. But due to the rise in goods traffic during the summer season, the Fat Controller decided that extra muscle was needed to handle all the goods traffic. So he called upon Sodor's best. One day, Henry and Hero were on their way to the docks to help out with the goods trains. When they finally got to the platforms where the goods trains were shunted, they were in shock. Well, the Fat Controller wasn't kidding when he mentioned there would be heavy goods traffic here, said Henry. I see. Yes, they're definitely gonna need the muscle, said Hero. The big question is, continued Henry, where's the third engine? Hello there, said D261, rounding a bend. Did somebody ask for the third musketeer? Oh, great. We have you. Well, this work's gonna get done in 5 seconds, said Henry. How's it going, Andy? I'm doing pretty good. No complaints. Just thought I would come by and help out with some of the goods trains here, said Andy. But won't the express and all the local trains need you? Said Hero. Well, I think Gordon, James, and Maverick can handle it. Especially Maverick. You know that guy's pretty fast, said D261. Let's get to work. Soon the engine set to work. Henry was the first to leave with his train. It was a long goods train, but Henry didn't complain. Throughout the day, the engines were moving back and forth with their goods trains. It was hard work, but the engines didn't complain. Because the engines knew the harder they worked, the less goods traffic that would be. causing the railway to move along very efficiently. And soon, before they knew it, the goods traffic had slowed down to a halt thanks to the goods train trio, as the workmen called them that day. That night, the yard manager of the docks decided to speak to the three engines. "You guys have done great work today. I am very proud of all of you. But there is still one more train that needs to be taken tonight. Which one of you will do it?" "I would, sir," said Henry, "but my tender is nearly empty. I've used a lot of coal today." "Me too. My tender only has a lump left, and I don't know if I'll even gonna make it to the sheds," said Hero. "Well, I just refilled my tanks. I can take it if you guys aren't able to," said Andy. "Ah, thank you, Andy. We're sorry we're not able to contribute, but you're a lifesaver." "No problem, Henry. You two go to the sheds and have a good night's rest." And as soon as they left, D261 was coupled up to the train and was ready to set off. With a toot of his horn, he soon set off for the countryside. Andy made his way through the countryside. It was real quiet due to it being nighttime, but he didn't mind. He just wanted to make sure that his train got along on time. But then there was trouble. The points that Andy was traveling on were switched the wrong way. So instead of continuing on the main line, he was sent down the branch line, which all engines on Solar know that when traveling on the island, the bigger engines aren't allowed on the branch line. But he kept going, not realizing that he would lead into trouble. Some freight cars had got loose from their sidings, but Andy didn't realize this. As Andy rounded the bend, it was too late. By the time he saw the cars, that's when the accident happened. He smashed right into the freight cars, derailing as the weight of the train pushed him off the rails. It was a huge mess. Freight cars laid everywhere, and Andy just laid on his side, dazed and surprised. His driver had jumped clear, so all he can do was just sit there and wait for help. Soon, the next day, help arrived. Emily took the unhurt cars away, while Edward and Eagle helped clean up the mess. Soon Edward got the crane in place and soon started to lift D261 back onto the rails. The Fat Controller came to see Andy. "Well, you're pretty damaged. You're gonna have to be sent to the works to get some repairs," said the Fat Controller. "But sir, what about Henry and Hero? Won't they need my help?" "Yes, they will suffer, but your health is more important. That's why I'm having Maverick taking you to the works now." And soon after the Fat Controller left, Maverick arrived to take Andy to the works. "Oh, don't worry, Andy," said Maverick. "It happens to the best of us." And with a toot of his horn, Maverick took Andy to the works. When Hero and Henry heard the news, they were shocked by this. "Well, we're definitely in trouble now," said Henry. "Don't be like that. We can still manage just fine," said Hero, being cheerful. The next day, Hero was marshaling a huge goods train to take all over the island. it was a long line of cars. Henry arrived and saw Hero's long train. "Hero, are you sure you're going to be able to handle that?" said Henry, chuffing up. "If there's a will, there's a way, my friend. I will be fine," said Hero. And with a toot of his whistle, Hero soon began to move with his train. Hero made his way down the line with his heavy goods train. It was a smooth journey at first, but soon Hero began to feel the strain of the heavy load he was pulling. Soon, Hero made his way up to the bridge, but then there was trouble. As soon as he started to go up the bridge, the heavy cars dragged him down, and just as soon as he went up, he went back down. "Oh, my! Henry was right. This is a heavy load," said Hero. "I'm sorry to let you know this, Hero, but I don't think we're going anywhere. We're going to have to send for help." "Yes, you're right," said Hero. Meanwhile, Henry was at the station when he got the call about Hero being stuck. "Oh no, Hero needs my help. I did warn him that the train is going to be a bit heavy, but none of that matters now." And with a toot of his whistle, Henry traveled down the line to get Hero. Henry tried his best to get there on as fast as he could. He knows that he may not be as fast as Gordon or Spencer, but he can sure try his best. He soon arrived at Hero's location and surveyed what he needed to do. "Hero, I'm here," said Henry. Said Hero out of breath. "I should have listened to you, Henry. This train is very heavy," said Hero. "Never mind that now, Hero. We gotta get you out of here," said Henry. Soon Henry buffered up to the brake van. "Peep, peep! I'm ready," said Henry. With a creak and a crow, Hero started moving. The heavy load started to lessen as Henry began to push, and they soon started up the bridge. Henry was pushing as hard as he could. He was giving all his strength just to make sure that the train got delivered on time. And soon, surely but surely, they soon got the train over the bridge in a safe manner without damaging anything. Hero gave a whistle of gratitude as he traveled down the line with his train. Henry was grateful that he was able to help Hero, and they soon carried on through the countryside. Later that day, the Fat Controller arrived to see them. "Now I am pleased with what you did yesterday. You really knocked down the goods traffic. That was something that's been bugging me for a while, but thanks to you, we are back to normal levels. Now, Hero, I understand you are one of the strongest engines on the island, but you cannot just pull trains like that without either a banker or a double header." "Yes, sir." "And Henry, I am pleased with you. Soon, you will have a new coat of paint." "Thank you, sir." "And you too, Hero." "Thank you, sir." Now, you two sit here and rest. You've earned it. For the rest of the summer season, Hero and Henry manage the goods trains in a safe manner. Hero now knows that he doesn't have to pull heavy loads just to get things done, and it's always good to ask for help whenever it's needed. And soon Andy returned from the works, a splendid sight indeed. After he was repaired, the works gave him a nice coat of blue. Due to his new paint job, he is a regular candidate for express runs. He loves this, but he doesn't let it go to his head. But now, the engines realize that they want to keep the goods traffic down. It's gonna take the work of the goods train trio, as they are now affectionately called. The end.